Hi everyone, this is Kristen, and today I'm here with the Speck Presidio Sport for iPhone 10. So like the rest of the Presidio lineup, this case features 10 feet of drop protection, but it also has a couple special things which are unique to it. For one thing, it features port protection. So you've got port protection for your lightning port area, extra protection for speaker and microphone area, as well as your mute switch. This also has a soft touch feel to it, which is rather unique among Speck's cases, and this also has Microban protection, which is going to limit the amount of bacteria that is able to grow on your case. So lots of interesting features to this case. Let's look at it a little further on my iPhone 10 in space gray. Taking a look at the construction of the Presidio Sport, on the interior we have what they call Impactium Sport. This is lining the entire back of the case. And then around the perimeter of the case we have the now familiar Impactium material that Speck puts on all of its Presidio cases. This is what they credit with their 10 feet of drop protection. The exterior, as I said, is a soft touch material, and it has Microban in it, which is going to help protect you against excess bacteria growing on your case. Inserting your phone into the case is quite straightforward. Simply just start on the one side and then clip on the other corners. Looking at the fit of this case on my iPhone 10, we have a very nice tight fit on the sides, on the top, on the bottom, and even the areas which are typically weak spots on the Speck Presidio lineup are not weak on the Presidio Sport. I'm talking about the areas which are over your volume up and down buttons and the area over your lightning port openings. These are all extremely solid. This is a really nice tight fitting case, which is great. So looking at the amount of lip you have on here, it's pretty typical. This is basically the same amount of lip that you would have on all of the other Presidio cases that I have looked at. It's nicely protective, but it's not really any higher than with a typical Presidio case. I do have a tempered glass screen protector on here, so do take that into account when you are looking at the amount of lip. This fits quite nicely with this particular screen protector. This is the one which you can get installed at the Apple Store. I think they call it Belkin Invisiglass. It's a really nice fit on here. Looking at our port openings, we have a lot of protection here. As I mentioned before, we have individual speaker and microphone holes, which is great. We also have a little door covering up your lightning port opening. This is a little bit of an irritant, getting it open every time if you need to charge your phone, but of course this does support wireless charging, so you may be doing that less than you otherwise would, and it is nice to have that degree of protection. Going around to the sides, nice amount of grip here on the sides. It's the same amount of grip that you have all over the case. This is covered in the same material all over and just has a really nice feel to it. I think it's quite grippy, but some people have said that they don't find this to be a grippy case. So this may really depend upon the type of hands that you have. If you have drier hands versus sweatier hands, that may make a difference. I'm not really sure. This is not as grippy as something like your Presidio grip, but I still find it to be very grippy and much grippier than, say, your standard Presidio case. Very nice feel in the hand, in my opinion. Nice soft touch. Going up here to the buttons, well, so they have definitely improved the buttons on here. These buttons work great, no problems there. We also have a little wheel here that operates your mute switch. That works perfectly. So the deal with the buttons is when the 8 Plus version of the Presidio Sport first came out, there was an issue where some of the cases were defective and the buttons were basically impossible or really, really hard to push. And some of them were perfect. They apparently have fixed that problem because this is absolutely perfect as far as I can tell. The buttons are extremely responsive, absolutely no problem. Love to use the mute switch wheel. They did a great job fixing whatever issue they had in production. Also, there's no issue here with our side button, pleasure to press. Going to the back, so this looks good and feels good in my opinion. It does not tend to show fingerprints or smears, although being a relatively soft material, if you like dig your fingernails into it, you can make little marks in it. Overall, it feels very nice, and of course it is going to reduce the amount of bacteria that builds up on your case due to the Microban material that's in it. Love the fact that this supports wireless charging. That is fantastic. Got plenty of protection here for your protruding camera, no problems there. And overall, I think the back has a very nice clean look with just our little Speck logo here in the top corner. So negatives on this would be that this material does attract lint. particularly like pet hair and stuff like that, definitely does get attached to this. So it all depends on what kind of environment you're living in. If you are around a lot of pets and there's a lot of pet hair everywhere, that may be an irritant. If you're not, then this is perhaps not an issue. For me, when I was around cats, I noticed that cat hair was sticking to it. Now I'm not around cats and there's not a problem. So that's really going to vary on an individual basis. But other than that, very nice, has a really great feel in the hand, and just a really nice case for iPhone 10. Love the amount of protection, love the fact that you've got the port protection, and that it's just a nice grippy case. It feels really nice in your hands. So comparing it size-wise to a standard case like a Presidio Grip, looking at the two, it is just a little bit bigger than the Presidio Grip. It's got a little taller and a little thicker. But other than that, pretty similar in size. Not a huge size differential for this. In terms of drop protection, it is supposed to offer the same amount of protection as your standard Presidio case. Both of them are going to give you 10 feet of drop protection, but this does give you the additional bacterial protection as well as port protection. So that is excellent. Again, we've been looking at the Speck Presidio Sport for iPhone 10. This product has an MSRP of $44.95 and comes in a total of 5 colors. You have the lovely red shown here, as well as a lavender and a green option. And for the more conservative among you, we have gray and black as well. Many thanks to the kind folks at Speck for sending me out this sample to review. If you have any questions about this product, please feel free to put them in the comments below, and I will do my best to address them. And if you are interested in subscribing to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, because I have lots more great case reviews for iPhone 10 yet to come. Again, this is Kristen, and this is the Speck Presidio Sport for iPhone 10. Have a fantastic day.